Today I'm in Ross, Minnesota at the site of the original Windigo sightings, perhaps the most infamous Windigo sightings in all of Minnesota's history. Today you can see there's not much here, but back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, this place was called Indian Village and it was thriving. Several hundred native peoples lived here along with several dozen white pioneer families. One of those families included a man named Jake Nelson. Now luckily Jake kept a detailed journal about his life in the Roseau Valley here. Most of it's pretty mundane. Fishing expeditions, hunting parties, the weather, and the like. But he did talk about two paranormal events that took place up here. One of which is what he called the Will o' the Wisp. This mysterious ball of light that would dance around the area and change in size, shape, and color and then disappear, only to reappear somewhere within the community in a matter of a second. The second, and to me the more interesting story, is that of the Windigo up here. Jake Nelson heard about the Windigo, this giant cannibalistic monster that would appear, and it would appear as a harbinger of death, a death omen. Much like seeing or hearing the Irish Banshee, if you saw the Windigo, it meant you or someone you know was going to die very shortly. And Jake Nelson thought it was nothing than superstition. That is until he saw the creature himself. And sure enough, the very next day, an elder in the community passed on. Jake Nelson went on to record two more sightings of this monster. And sure enough, each and every time it was spotted, someone died very shortly. Jake Nelson reported that it was always between 8 and 15 feet tall. It seemed to be white-skinned or white-furred or white-clothed. It always appeared to be white. Sometimes it had a ball of light that would accompany it. Maybe that will-o'-the-wisp. But I know what you're thinking. The same thing Jake Nelson thought. This is nothing more than superstition from a long time ago. But over the last 20 plus years, I've talked to a handful of people who claim that while they were driving the back roads of Ross, they too encountered a creature they thought was the Windigo. Unfortunately, most of them didn't stick around long enough to see if it truly was the Windigo. So I want you to come up here on your own and decide for yourself. But keep an eye out because you never know when you might be the next to encounter the deadly Windigo.